Hello everyone. So in this lecture, what we are going to do is we are going to discuss AIET Test 3 for 11th class, and the paper is of G done. So I hope you all must have attended the test and you all must have gone through questions that you couldn't solve done. So I have selected some 14 questions. We will be going through that. So let's start with the very first question. The first question is your question number 2 of the paper. And the question is the density of material in SI unit is given, right? So in SI unit, density is given as what? 128 kg per meter, right? In certain units in which the unit of length is this, unit of mass is this, then what is the numerical value of density of material in this, right? So if you have to change unit, uh, if you have to change unit from one form to another, what we do is we simply write one formula like this: N1U1 is equal to N2U2. What is this? N1 is numerical value of the physical quantity in unit 1, and N2 is numerical value of the quantity in unit 2. Okay? So chalo, let's deal with this question now here. So its value is 128 in first unit, and its unit is how much? Kg per meter. So kg per. And in second, we don't know the numerical value. We have to find it out. So N2 and U2 is how much? U2 is given as like mass. Mass we need to write. And here the unit of mass is how much? It is 50 gram. And unit of length is how much? 25 centimeter. So आप इसको ऐसे लिखो. क्योंकि we are calculating density is mass per unit volume. So unit of, sorry, in second unit mass is 50 grams. So mass by length का cube करोगे, and in second unit length is 25 centimeter. Then unit of length is 25 centimeter. Okay, so that is why I have written it like this. Now this is kg, this is gram, we can't cut it, right? So let's go further to one step again. 128 kg by meter cube. यहाँ आप क्या लिख सकते हो? N2 50 ग्राम को क्या लिख सकते हो? 10 to the power minus 3 kg divided by 25 into 625 into 10 to the power minus 6. This will become, we are converting it into meter cube. This is meter. Okay. Now kg meter cube, you can cancel it out. Now what is left? Let's solve for it now. So 128 equal to N2 into sorry 25 से ये 2 times चला जाएगा, and this is your how much? 2 into how much? 10 का power 3 divided by 6 to 5. Again N2 will be equal to how much? It is 128 into 25 into 25, that's your 625 divided by 2 into 1000. अगर आप 1000 को कट करो तो ये 40 times में चला जाएगा, and again 5 times you take it like this, and this is your how much? 4, and this is your how much? 8 times. So answer is 40. So correct answer will be what? Will be 8. Okay. Now let's move on to the next question. Next question क्या है? In form of G, H and C, the time period will be proportional to. So such type of questions also come like energy you have to express as something, right? Here time period you have to express time period in the form of gravitational constant, Planck constant, speed of light. So how you will go through it, that's the thing here. So what approach we can take? T को आप क्या लिखो? Dimensional, through dimensional analysis we will solve it. So आप time period का dimension लिख लो, and that is this. And we are expressing it in the form of GHC, but again that should have dimension equal to that of time period. तो यहाँ पे चलो G को लिखूंगी, G का dimension का power A ले लो, ठीक है? यानी कि T is expressed है G का power A, H का power B, and C का power सॉरी इसको X लेकर चलते हैं, ठीक है? X, Y, Z. Sorry. So now what we need to do is we need to write the dimension of G, dimension of H, dimension of C. अगर आप लोगों ने dimension of G को, you can very easily calculate. Gravitational force is written as Gm² by R², है ना? Force dimension is ml². सॉरी ml t-2 इंटू आर को इधर ले जाओ l स्क्वायर g इंटू m का स्क्वायर। अगर g का डायमेंशन आप देखो तो दिस इज इक्वल टू m-1 l क्यूब t-2 ओवर। तो वी हैव विथ अस नाउ g का डायमेंशन। सो g का डायमेंशन अब आप लिखो m-1 है ना, m-1 l का क्यूब t का -2। Okay, and its power is x. What will be the dimension of h? That is Planck constant. तो देखो एक इजी सा इक्वेशन हमें पता है, h को कैसे लिख सकते हैं। h म्यू इज इक्वल टू एनर्जी होता है, एनर्जी ऑफ लाइट। सो डायमेंशन ऑफ म्यू इज t-1, that is frequency. Dimension of energy is ml square t-2. तो डायमेंशन ऑफ h will become equal to what? ml square, t को आप इधर लेकर जाओगे, so ml square t minus -1, right? And that is why c is the speed of light, so speed has a dimension of lt-1, that is. Now equate their powers, like p ka power is here 1 and here l is 0, m is also what? 0. There is no other power, right? So m ka power in this side in RHS is how much? It is -x plus y, and here there is no mass, so -x plus y is equal to 0. So y is equal to x. First equation we got something like this. Now let's compare the power of L and T also. So L के लिए अगर मैं यहाँ पे लिखूं तो क्या लिखूंगी? L का power is 3x plus 2y plus z is equal to 0, right? Let's compare the power of what? T also. So here power of T is -2x, and here the power of T is -y minus z equal to 1, because here power of T is 1. Now y is equal to x को आप लिख डालो यहाँ पे, y equal to x है, तो ये क्या हो जाएगा? -3x minus z is equal to 1. Similarly here अगर y को x के बराबर करोगे तो 5x plus z equal to 0. Now here what is -3x is equal to z plus 1. And from here we can write z equal to, we can write as what? -5x. So z को आप -5x लिख डालो. -3x is equal to what? -5x plus 1. So इधर लेकर आओगे, x will become equal to 1/2. So x is 1/2, y is also 1/2. Now what will be the value of z? So z is -5x minus 5/2. Now put the values and get the answer. So g का power x था, so g का power आप क्या रखोगे? 1/2. And this was your h का power y, so h is your 1/2 and z is -5/2. So यहाँ आप लिख दो z यानी कि c का पावर -5/2. So this will be equal to gh by c5. So time period can be expressed in the form of GHC like this. ठीक है? So answer should be again A. ठीक है? Now let's move on to this question. Again, this is a very easy question from river and boat problem. ठीक है? So यहाँ क्या है? The stream of river is flowing with a speed of 2 km/h. ठीक है? This is your water. This is water. Okay? And water is flowing with a speed of what? 2 km/h. A swimmer can swim at a speed of 4 km/h. What should be the direction of swimmer with respect to the flow of river to cross the river straight? वो river को कैसे cross करना चाहता है? Straight. So if somebody has to cross the river straight or somebody has to go in this direction, so its net velocity should be in this direction. Done. And if you are swimming in river, you will also get or feel some momentum because of the motion of river, right? So we need to negate the motion of river, or we need to negate whatever impact motion of river is trying to put on us. कैसे? अगर तुम straight यहाँ पे खड़े हो, you are standing here, suppose you are standing here and the river is flowing in this direction and you started straight in this direction. You started swimming straight in this direction. What will happen? River will push you like this. And you won't be able to end up here because of the push of river. आप क्या हो जाओगे? आप इधर कहीं पहुंच जाओगे. Done. So if you want to reach here, what you need to do is you don't need to start straight in that direction. You need to start in such a way that you can negate the effect of river force. Done. And for that, you should start somewhere in this direction. So that if river is pushing you in this direction, you will end up traveling in this direction. So suppose you are going in this direction. Done. अब ऐसा जा रहे हैं हम लोग, ऐसे जा रहे हैं, ठीक है? So by making an angle theta, I'm swimming like this so that I can reach here at point P. So this is theta. River velocity is in this direction. How much? 2 km per hour. I started in this direction with 4 km per hour. So component of my velocity along the river flow line will be how much? 4 sine theta. So 4 sine theta should get cancelled by 2 km per hour velocity of river. That is how we can negate the velocity of river. So 2 should be equal to 4 sine theta. And if this is so, then theta will be equal to 1 by, sine theta will be equal to 1 by t. 2 theta will be your what? 30 degree. So this is your how much? 30 degree. Now, direction किससे पूछा है? What should be the direction of swimmer with respect to flow of river to cross the river straight? So angle पूछ रहा है. At what angle I will flow with the direction of river flow? So this angle it is asking. ये पूरा कितना है? 90. This is 90. This is theta. So angle that the swimmer is making with the direction of river flow is how much? 90 plus 30. That is equal to 1. So correct answer will be this. Okay. Done. Now let's move on to the next question. Next question is your what? Question number 11. So there is a bullet of mass 20 gram. This has the initial speed of this. ठीक है, तो चलो पहले parameters लिख लेते हैं. This is your 20 gram. Its speed is how much? 1 meter per second. Just before it starts penetrating a mud wall, there is a mud wall. तो एक काम करो, यहाँ पे wall बना. ठीक है, this is the mud wall. And what is happening? It will start penetrating this wall. इसकी thickness दी हुई है, that is your 20 centimeter. And this mud wall is offering some resistance to the bullet. And that resistance force is given here. And that is your how much? 2.5 into 10 to the power minus 2 Newton, right? So if this bullet is going in this direction, this is experiencing this much resistive force, how much acceleration it will face or retardation I must say. So this will be equal to force by mass. And that is equal to this. Okay? So what value you are going to get if you're going to solve it? This will become 2 into 10 to the power minus 2. So this is equal to 2.5 by 2. Right? This is the acceleration. Then the speed of bullet after emerging from other side of the wall is close to. So it is traveling 20 centimeter. Under effect of retardation, that is 2.5 by 2 meter per second square. So it is asking ki what will be velocity of bullet just after it will come out of the mud wall. So कितना होगा? चलो निकाल लो. V equal to क्या लिखोगे? V square equal to U square plus 2AS, right? This equation we must use. V square is how much? We don't know. That we need to calculate. U square is how much? 1. So 1 का square minus में करोगे retardation में 2 into 2.5 by 2. And this is equal to 20 centimeter, 20 by 100. So this is this. This is this. And if you this is 0.5, 1 minus 0.5, that is 1 by 2. 1 minus 0.5 means 1 minus 1 by 2. So this is 1 by 2. And V equal to 1 by root. 1 by root 2 को लिखोगे तो 0.707 something आएगा. So this meter per second. So velocity answer should be D. ठीक है, चलो. So next question is what? There is a car and that is moving in a horizontal track of radius 10 meter. तो चलो horizontal circular track बना लेते हैं. कुछ ऐसी track है. इसकी radius कितनी दी हुई है? इसकी radius है तुम्हारी 10 मीटर की. And it is there is a car. कार को आप बना लो. This car is moving with a speed of how much? It is going here 10 meter per second. A plumb bob is suspended from the roof of car by a light rigid rod. The angle made by the rod with the vertical. ठीक है, तो चलो इसको इमेजिन करते हैं. So suppose मैं कार को बाहर, I'm drawing it like this, and suppose you're sitting in the car. आई एम वेरी बैड एट ड्रॉइंग थिंग्स, इसलिए मैंने कार को भी एक डब्बा बना दिया, ठीक है, क्योंकि मुझे ड्राइंग आती नहीं है, आई एम सॉरी। सो हियर देर इज अ पेंडुलम। सपोज सपोज कर लो कार इनिशियली क्या है, रेस्ट। तो जब कार रेस्ट में होगा कुछ ऐसा देखिए, पेंडुलम भी वर्टिकली डाउनवर्ड हैंग होगा। पर्सन ये है, ऑब्जर्वर कौन है, ये, ठीक है, ये देख रहा है। Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it an acceleration in the forward direction. So if I'm giving it acceleration in the forward direction, observer is this person. So this person will write the free body diagram of this bob. Then he will see or she will see कि bob पे पहले भी ये force तो लग रहा था mg, ऊपर tension था. Since this person is now in a non-inertial frame, क्योंकि it is accelerating forward, so it will apply pseudo force in this direction. ठीक है, done. So it will apply pseudo force in this direction, right? Clear है? अब आप देखो, अगर pseudo force is acting in this direction, then क्योंकि pseudo force we apply opposite to the direction of acceleration of frame, and its value used to be mass into acceleration of frame. ठीक है? So T mg and horizontal force it is experiencing in this direction. So bob will go like this. है ना? Similar thing will happen here. If there is a bob inside, if it is at rest, initially if it is at rest, bob will be like this. Once it will start moving in this circular track में है, तो it will have acceleration towards the center, right? V square by R acceleration it will have. And this bob, if I'm standing here, I will see that it will experience a horizontal force in this direction. So bob will go in this sense. Done? तो चलो बाहर होकर लिखते हैं. So bob will go on like this. What will be the forces? T, नीचे mg, and in this direction mv square by r. ठीक है? Now this is the vertical line. Let this angle be theta. If you're going to break the forces, you can see that t cos theta किसके बराबर होगा? यहाँ पे एक लाइन ऐसे बना लो, ठीक है, ऐसे लाइन बना लो, ये एंगल भी थीटा होगा. सो t cos theta will be equal to mg and t sin theta will be equal to mv square by r. So cot theta is equal to how much? gr by v square. ठीक है, g कितना है तुम्हारा? 10 है. r कितना है? r is also 10 and v is also 10, so this is 100. cot theta is what? 1. अगर तुम्हारा cot theta 1 है तो theta क्या हो जाएगा? 45. So this is your answer. Answer will be this. ठीक है, done. Now let's move on to the next question. So this is your next question. So in this question, what we have to do is, first let's read the question. There is a uniform cable. Cable means there is a wire of mass m and length l, and that is placed on a horizontal surface. तो horizontal surface आप बना लो, इस पे रखा हुआ है. So such that its 1 by nth part is hanging below the edge of the surface, right? So this horizontal surface is something like this. This is the horizontal surface. It is at some height from the ground. Okay. Now let's make the cable. तो चलो केबल बनाते हैं. कुछ ऐसा वायर जैसा स्ट्रक्चर होगा, and it is hanging down. What part of it is hanging down? 1 by nth part is hanging down. So if its length is L, its mass is m. So if mass of whole part is m, then mass of 1 by nth part will be how much? It will be m by n. So m by n part is hanging down. So the part that is hanging down has a mass of how much? अगर मैं इसकी mass की बात करूं तो इस mass is m by n. Now if its total length is L, then this length will be equal to how much? L by n. ठीक, this is this. Now if we have to put this part back on the horizontal surface, how much work we need to do? So for that we need to see how much energy it is having in this position right now, when its 1 by nth part is hanging, and when its this hang part will be put back on the horizontal surface, what energy it is going to lose. So यहाँ पे देखो, its mass is something, and if some mass is hanging or is at some height, it will have potential energy, right? So this is an extended mass, but its center of mass we can locate. This is a wire. So if wire is of length L, its center of mass will be at half of its length. So if its length is how much? L by N, then its center of mass will be somewhere here. And from the top surface, its length will be how much? Its length will be L by, or its distance will be L by 2. Because its total length is how much? L by N. So this is it. Now what will be its, what? What will be its potential energy initially? So एक काम करते हैं. Potential energy is a very arbitrary concept. We can assume at any point potential energy to be zero, and with respect to that point, we can calculate potential energy of bodies going up or down from that point. ठीक है? तो मैं एक काम करती हूँ, reference line बनाती हूँ, and my reference line is suppose this. Means at this point, I'm assuming height equal to zero. यानी कि at this height, potential energy I'm taking as zero. So initially potential energy of the hang part is how much? It is 0. And when it will be on the surface, when it will go back to the surface, then it will be at what height? It will rise to what height? जैसे आप इस center of mass यहाँ है, अगर ये horizontal surface पे चला गया, this center of mass will reach here, है ना? So it is rising up by what distance? L by 2. So potential energy is what? Mass, that is m by n into g into rise in height, and that is equal to L by 2. So how much? mgl by 2n square. This much work. Initial potential energy 0. Final potential energy क्या हो जाएगा इसका? Final potential energy will be mgl by 2n square. So work done क्या होगा? Change in potential energy, है ना? Because force involved here is conservative force. We can write it like this. Then, and this will be equal to mgl by 2n. So correct answer will be mgl by 2n square. That is your. Now let's move on to the next question. So next question हमारा क्या है? There is a block of mass m, and that is kept on a platform which starts from rest, यानी कि its initial velocity is 0, and it is moving up with acceleration g by 2. ठीक है? Work done by normal reaction on the block in time t. So work done by normal reaction in time t. So work done क्या होता है? Force into displacement. So first we need to check ki what is the value of normal force, and second we need to see in t time how much distance it will cover. Done. So for that, first let's calculate the normal force. अगर आप इसका FBD लिखोगे, so नीचे gravitational force, this surface will apply normal force like this. ठीक है? Now it is going up with acceleration g by 2. If we are going to write the equation, n minus mg will be equal to mg by 2, mass into acceleration. Net force in the upward direction will be equal to mass into acceleration in the upward direction. So normal force is equal to how much? 3 mg by 2. This is done and dusted. So normal force we have already calculated. Let's calculate displacement. Displacement क्या होता है? ut plus half at. Initial velocity is 0. So this is half g by 2 into t square. ठीक है? This is t square. Okay. अगर आप इसका displacement का value लिखोगे, so this is gt square by 4. Now what will be the work done? Force into displacement कर दो, क्योंकि force is in this direction, displacement is in this direction. Angle between force and displacement is what? F dot ds होता है ना? So F ds cos 0. Done. So force का value आप लिखो. Force is how much? 3 mg by 2. तो यहाँ पे आप लिख डालो 3 mg by 2. ds displacement is how much? This is equal to gt square by 4. Cos 0 is 1. So answer will be what? Answer will be 3m g square t square by 8. So correct answer should be B. Okay. Now let's move on to the next question. So next question is this. Let's see how we can solve it. So there is a spring of force constant K. So there is a spring, and its spring constant is given as what? K, and such that one, now it is cut into two pieces such that one is double the length of other. So suppose कर लो 2:1 ratio में we are breaking it. Suppose its initial length is 3l. So length of bigger part will be 12, broken bigger part will be 12, and a broken smaller part will be L, right? Now we have to calculate the force constant of long piece. Done. So force constant, that is K. है ना? क्योंकि spring force we write as what? Spring force is written as SA, where K is the force constant. Done. And this K is actually inversely proportional to the length of a spring. This is important. बस आपको ये याद रखना for solving this question. तो अगर आप यहाँ पे इस चीज को यूज करोगे, initially spring constant is given as K. So initially its length is how much? 3L. So K must be directly proportional to, 1 by 3L. And यानी कि inversely proportional to 3L. And let the proportionality constant be K dash. So K dash by 3L. And for 2L length, suppose कर लो, ये spring constant is K1. So K1 will be directly proportional to 1 by 2L. Proportionality constant will be same in each case, right? So K1 can be written as K dash by 2L. If you are going to divide it, this will get cancelled, L will get cancelled. K by K1 will be equal to how much? It will be equal to 2 by 3. So K1 is equal to how much? 3K by. So correct answer will be what? Correct answer will be. Okay. Chalo. Now, what is the question? This is a question from your very first chapter of class 11 and screw gauge se question hai. Again, instrument is important from the point of view of JEE advanced, right? So you should know a bit of these topics also. Okay? The density of a solid ball is to be measured in an experiment. Okay? We are going to measure the density. Diameter of the ball is measured with a screw gauge, which pitch is it? Okay? Pitch is given as what? 0.5 millimeter. So if you remember screw gauge, it looks something like there used to be one main scale, and then there is this circular scale. Done. And pitch is what? Pitch is distance covered by circular scale in one rotation. That is your pitch. And it will have different markings. If this circular scale is divided into 50 parts, and in one complete rotation, if it is covering 0.5 millimeter, then each marking will have a value of how much? Pitch divided by number of division. So in this question also it is given that there are how many divisions? There are 50 division on the circular scale. So list count का मतलब क्या हुआ? List count of screw gauge क्या होगा? इस circular scale के एक division का क्या मतलब? So that one division you can calculate by pitch divided by number of divisions. This much millimeter. So this is equal to how much? 0.01 millimeter. So list count we have calculated. Now the reading on the main scale is this, and that on circular scale 20 divisions. So reading is also given. Total reading अगर मैं निकालूं तो total reading क्या होता है? Main scale reading plus circular scale reading. So main scale reading is given here, that is 2.5 millimeter. And circular scale reading, how we calculate? We see ki how much division it is reading on circular scale. So this division is how much? 20. So आप 20 लिख लो यहाँ पे. उसके बाद क्या लिखोगे? List count. Then so this is this. Now if you're going to solve it, it will become how much? It will become 0.2. So this is equal to 2.7 million. So main scale reading is यानी कि this is the diameter of ball. Diameter of ball is how much? 2.7 million. Then further in the question it is given that measured mass of ball has a relative error of mass में relative error कितना है? 2%. The relative percentage error in the density. So density को आप कैसे लिखते हो? Density आप लिखते हो mass per unit volume. Mass volume क्या होगा? Ball है, so sphere का volume लेना होगा 4/3 pi. Diameter if we are talking about, so d by 2 का whole cube. So it will become m by, all these are constant. What will remain? What variable will remain in the denominator? dq, and rest is a constant. So if we are going to calculate relative error in density, it will be equal to delta m by m plus 3 delta d by d. Percentage error into 100 करेंगे, ठीक है? So percentage error in the density, कितना होगा? 2%. Error in mass plus 3 into परसेंटेज एरर निकालने के लिए क्या करोगे, 100 से मल्टीप्लाई करोगे ना ऐसे. सो डू लाइक दिस. सो दिस इज 2% ऑलरेडी गिवन इन द क्वेश्चन. 3 इंटू डेल्टा डी. अब देखो कितना होगा एरर इन डेंसिटी. सो इन एनीथिंग मैक्सिमम एरर कैन बी इक्वल टू द लिस्ट काउंट. जैसे डेंसिटी, सॉरी डायमीटर, डायमीटर को हमने मेजर किया किससे, स्क्रू गेज से. सो मैक्सिमम एरर दैट can be seen in diameter measurement will be equal to the least count of the device from which we have measured, right? So maximum error that is in the diameter will be equal to least count, that is 0.01. So यहाँ पे आप 0.01 लिखो. Diameter का value how much we got, 2.7. All are in millimeter, that is why I'm not writing the unit here, this much. Okay. So what value we are going to get now? This is 0.01, so this will get cancelled with this, and यहाँ पे 10 बचेगा. 3, 9, 10 by 9 क्या होगा, 1.1. So 2% plus 1.1%, and how much it is? It is 3.1%. So answer will be what, 3.1%. Okay. Now let's move on to this question. Let's read it and do it. So this question is from vernier calipers. Vernier calipers has 1 millimeter marks on the main scale. Okay? It has 20 equal division on the vernier scale, which match with 16 main scale division. यानी कि 20 vernier scale division matches with 16 main scale division. They are equal, right? For this vernier caliper, list count is n by 10 millimeter. Find the value of n. ठीक है. So list count of vernier caliper we write as 1 MSD minus 1 BSD. This is list count formula. Okay. So just put the values. अब यहाँ पे you calculate 1 BSD value. So that is equal to 16 by 20 MSD. And MSD value is already given in the question. Main scale division. One main scale division has a value 1 millimeter. So MSD is equal to 1 millimeter. अब यहाँ पे आप put कर दो 1 millimeter minus 1 VSD 60 by 10, 16 by 20 millimeter. So this is equal to how much? 4 by 20 millimeter, and that is equal to how much? This is equal to 1 by 5 millimeter. And if you are going to compare it, n by 10 should be equal to 1 by 5 because that is the list count. And if you are going to solve it, n ka value will be 2. So correct answer will be what? 2. Now let's do this question. What is the question? A particle starts from rest. Its acceleration versus time is shown in the figure. Maximum speed of the particle. So question is damn easy. You can see this is acceleration versus time curve. And particle is starting from the rest. So v is equal to 0. Initial velocity is 0. Then it started accelerating. So what will happen? Initially velocity is 0. As more time will progress, what will happen? Its velocity will increase, right? So up to 11 seconds, it is given in the question. In the graph, we are talking up to how much time? 11 seconds. So velocity will be greatest at 11 seconds, don't you think? Because initial velocity is 0. After that, it is accelerating. More the time will get consumed, more its velocity will become because it's accelerating. So we need to calculate velocity at the end of 11 seconds, and that will be the maximum velocity according to information given in this graph here, because we are talking only up to 11th second, right? So area under curve, if we are going to calculate, क्योंकि तुम लोग पढ़े होगे तुम लोग A equal to dV by dt. So area under AT curve, that is A dt is equal to what? Change in velocity. So calculate the area, that is equal to half into 11 into 10. So this is equal to 55. And this is equal to change in velocity, right? So change in velocity means initial velocity, velocity at t equal to 11 second minus velocity at t equal to 0 second. Done. And velocity at 11 second, we don't know, minus 0. So velocity at 11 second is how much? 55. So the maximum velocity will be what? 55 meter per second. So answer should be what? 55. Now let's do this question. What is happening? A train is moving along a straight line with a constant acceleration. There is a train. Okay. And this train is moving forward with acceleration A. There is a boy standing in the train. So train में एक लड़का है, यहाँ पे खड़ा है. And what is happening? He is throwing a ball forward with a speed of 10 meter per second at an angle of 60 degree to the horizontal. So it is, he or she is throwing the ball like this. So it will go on like this. Okay. The boy has to move forward by 1.15 meter inside the train to catch the ball back at the initial height. So initial height suppose कर लो, पर यहाँ पे आकर गिरा. अगेन पर्सन यहाँ पे होगा तो उसको क्या कर पाएगा, कैच कर पाएगा. ठीक है. So how much distance he need to move forward? 1.15 meter. Question is the acceleration of train is what? Just imagine, just make it first more simple. Suppose this person is standing on the ground. So अगर एक person ground पे खड़ा होगा, ठीक है, यहाँ पे खड़ा है and he is throwing the same ball with same speed. ऐसे फेंका, यहाँ तक बॉल आया और यहाँ पे पर्सन खड़ा. Then again catch कर लो. So if person has to catch the ball in this scenario, how much distance he will move forward? He will move forward by distance equal to the range, है ना. और range का वैल्यू क्या होगा? U square sin 2 theta by G. So this is equal to how much? अगर U आप निकालो तो U कितना है? 10 का स्क्वायर यानी कि 100 sin 2 theta. That is equal to your how much? Sin 120. So sin 120 is how much? That is your root 3 by 2. ठीक है, into 10. So this is equal to how much? This is equal to 5 root 3. So if this person will move forward by 5 root 3 meter, he will be able to catch the ball at the same height. Okay. But in this case, what is happening? The person is inside train and that is moving. So now what will happen? If person is not inside the train, he need to move by this distance. Now train will also facilitate the person. Train is also moving forward. So train will go forward by some distance and person is inside the train. So together with train, person is also moving. So suppose in time equal to time of flight, train has gone forward by x distance. So train यहाँ तक person को लाने में help किया. Suppose by x distance train has moved. So now person with himself needs to move by what distance? By this distance. ठीक है. So suppose करो y. So x plus y will be equal to how much? 5 root 3. Are you getting me? What is x? X is distance moved by the train in time equal to time of flight. Y is what? Extra distance traveled by the person to catch the ball. Okay, and that is given in the question 1.15. So x we need to calculate distance traveled by the train. So how much distance train will travel? We need to see here. So s equal to what will be s निकाल लो, x निकाल लो. So x will be equal to what? X will be equal to ut plus half at. ठीक है. So if you're going to put the value of u here, since it's not given, we will assume that train is starting from the race, so it is 0. Half acceleration value is how much? Acceleration we don't know. Time of flight we need to write here. So time of flight will be how much? 2u sin theta by g. So 2u is your 10. Sin theta is how much? Root 3 by 2 into 10. So it will be root 3. रूट 3 का स्क्वायर करोगे 3 हो जाएगा. So x is 3a by 2. Put here 3a by 2 plus y, that is your 1.15, and this is equal to 5 root 3. So if you're going to solve it, 3a by 2 will be equal to 5 root 3. Approximately we can say root 3 1.7. So 1.7 into 5, 8.5 minus 1.15. So this will be equal to 7.45 approximately. Not exactly actually. So 3a by 2 equal to itna. If you're going to solve it, 3a will be equal to around 15. So a will be equal to 5 meter per second. So this will be your answer. Now let's do this question. Let's first read it carefully and after that let's solve. So the question is, there is a block of mass 0.18 kg. Its mass is given 0.18 kg. ठीक है. And a spring constant is given, k का value is given, k is how much, that is 2 Newton per meter. Coefficient of friction between block and flow is given, and that is 0.1. Initially block is at rest, so kinetic energy of the block initially is what, 0. And the spring is unstressed, yani ki potential energy of a spring initially is 0. Now an impulse is given to the block as shown in the figure. One impulse of a force for very short time is given to it, now is applied to it. Now what will happen, because of that impulse the block will slide in this direction, and if the block is sliding in this direction it will compress the spring, and if a spring is getting compressed, what will happen, spring agar compress hoga, its potential energy will increase. And at the same time, if the spring is getting compressed, a spring will apply a force on this block in this direction, because it will try to regain its natural state. So if this block is facing force in this direction and its velocity it gained in this direction, then its velocity over time will decrease because of a spring force. So kinetic, what is going to happen? Potential energy increase, kinetic energy decrease. तुम सोच रहे होगे इनिशियल काइनेटिक एनर्जी तो 0 था, फिर काइनेटिक एनर्जी डिक्रीज होने का क्या मतलब है? वी आर टॉकिंग आफ्टर टाइम of impulse being applied. So if impulse was applied at t equal to 0, then at t equal to 0, kinetic energy is not 0, it is having some value, right? So I'm saying potential energy will increase, kinetic energy will decrease. Now what happened? The block slides a distance of 0.06 meter. Yani ki this spring is getting compressed by 0.06 meter. And after that, what is happening? Block is coming at rest. For the first time, the initial velocity of the block is n by 10, then n is. ये initial kinetic energy मैंने 0 कब लिखा था? Before application of impulse. So now we will talk about after application of force. तो आप इसको ऐसे ब्लॉक में करके हटा दो, डिलीट कर लो दिमाग से, ठीक है? So initially if we talk about now, after the application of impulse, just after the application of impulse, kinetic energy will be equal to how much? Half mv square. If it is gaining velocity v just after impulse action, and potential energy at that point of time will be what? 0. Okay? So this is the initial scene. And finally, what is happening? Finally, block is coming in rest. So final kinetic energy is what? 0. And final potential energy is how much? Half k x square. K is given, x is 0.06 meter. But the question is, can we compare initial mechanical energy to final mechanical energy? No. Friction is acting here. So what friction will do? Friction is a dissipative force. So it will dissipate the energy of the block. So initial energy of block was half mv square. Some of its energy will get dissipated by the friction, and rest energy that is not getting dissipated by friction will get converted into potential energy. Done. So what you are going to write now? Initial potential energy, initial kinetic energy किस चीज में डिवाइड होगा? दो पार्ट में डिवाइड होगा. एक तो पोटेंशियल एनर्जी फाइनल में जाएगा, एंड सम पार्ट ऑफ इट विल गेट डिसिपेटेड बाय फ्रिक्शन. सो वर्क डन बाय फ्रिक्शन. ठीक है? सो दिस इज दिस. नाउ लेट्स सॉल्व इट. सो हाफ mv स्क्वायर इज इक्वल टू पोटेंशियल एनर्जी फाइनल वैल्यू रखो, हाफ k का वैल्यू इज हाउ मच? 2 into x square is how much? 0.06. So that is 36 into 10 to the power minus 4 plus वर्क डन बाय फ्रिक्शन फोर्स. क्या लिखोगे? फ्रिक्शन फोर्स का वैल्यू इनटू डिस्प्लेसमेंट. फ्रिक्शन फोर्स का वैल्यू कितना होगा ये बताओ? तो ये तो होगा तुम्हारा म्यू एन. एन का वैल्यू क्या होगा? mg. सो म्यू mg इनटू s. म्यू का वैल्यू इज गिवन इन द क्वेश्चन, दैट इज योर 0.1. सो 1 by 10. मास इज गिवन, दैट इज योर 18 by 100. g is given, that is your 10. तो g को चलो मैंने यहाँ लिख दिया 10. डिस्प्लेसमेंट इज हाउ मच? 6 into 6 by 100. Okay, something like that. So 18 into 6 will be equal to how much? It will be equal to 108. So this 10 got cancelled, and it is 108 into 10 to the power minus 4. So half mv square if you're going to solve, mass का value यहाँ भी अब आप put कर दो, and this is v square. This is equal to how much? 144 into 10 to the power minus 4. Now this is 2, 9 times में चला जाएगा. Sorry. एक्सट्रीमली सॉरी। अब देखो यहाँ पे क्या होगा, v स्क्वायर इक्वल टू 144/9 इंटू हाउ मच 10⁻⁻², क्योंकि ये 100 इधर जाएगा, ये ऐसा बचेगा, दिस इज दिस। So this is equal to how much? This is equal to, this will get cancelled by 16 times. So this is equal to 0.4 velocity. Velocity is equal to how much? 0.4. And here velocity is written as what? N by 10. So n by 10 is equal to 4 by 10. So n is equal to 4. So correct answer will be what? 4. I hope it is clear. Now let's move on to the next question. So next question is here, and this is the last question of your paper. Let's solve. So question is, there are three objects A, B, and C, and that they are kept in a straight line on a frictionless horizontal surface. Okay, mu here is what? 0, no dissipative force. These have masses m. The object A moved towards B. This moved towards B. Okay, with a speed 9 meters per second and makes an elastic collision with it. Okay. So A is moving towards B with a speed of 9 meters per second. Done. And it is making an elastic collision with mass 2m. Now what is happening? Now thereafter B makes completely inelastic collision with C. All motion occurs on the same string. Done. So A is moving towards B. B is at rest. Nothing is given. It is at rest. T is also at rest. So A is only given velocity 9 meters per second towards B. A और B क्या होगा? Collide करेगा. And after collision, first let's see what will happen after collision between A and B. So what will happen if this is A and this is B? If they are colliding, A has initial velocity in this direction 9 meters per second. During collision, A will face a force in this direction. So its velocity will not reverse its direction directly. Its velocity will decrease. Then, क्योंकि it faced force in this direction, opposite to its velocity. And B will face a force in this direction, action and reaction pair, B. So B will start moving in this direction. Done. So suppose कर लो, after collision, A has a velocity of V1 and B has a velocity of V2. So according to momentum conservation, we will write initial momentum only A is having, that is m into 9, and this will be equal to mv1 plus 2m v2. So if we are going to solve it, v1 plus 2v2 क्या होगा? 9. If we need to calculate v1 and v2, we need one more equation, and one more equation we can get from where? Further in the question, it is given that collision is elastic. So elastic collision के लिए coefficient of restitution क्या होता है? 1. And E is, that is coefficient of restitution. वो क्या होता है? Velocity of separation. So we were talking about coefficient of restitution, and E is equal to velocity of separation. That is velocity of separation means after collision, difference of velocities after collision. After collision, this has velocity v1, this has v2, and this has v1 in this direction, and v2 in this direction. So this will become v2 minus v1. Velocity of approach, only A is approaching B, right? And only A has velocity, so this is equal to 9. Okay? And if it is elastic collision, E will be 1. So v2 minus v1 is equal to 9. v2 minus v1 equal to 9. So solve equation 1 and 2. If you are going to solve it, we will get what? अगर आप इसको solve करो, so v1 को आप लिख सकते हो, v1 can be written as v2 minus 9, right? So put this value in equation 1, v2 minus 9 plus 2v2 equal to 9. ठीक है? So this is 3v2 equal to 18, v2 equal to 6 meters per second. So if v2 is 6 meters per second, v1 will be what? V1 will be your how much? 6 minus 9, that is minus 3 meters per second. It means direction that we have taken is wrong for 1. Okay? So it won't affect your calculation, no worries. Now v2 is what? 6 meters per second. Yani ki this B will move towards C with 6 meters per second. And collision between B and C is what? This is completely inelastic. Yani ki B will collide with C and they will become one body after that. Done. So B, C after collision will become this one having mass 3m. Completely inelastic means they won't separate after collision. So they will become a single body. And if they become single body, they will have a mass of 3m, right? So this is this. Now, if we do momentum conservation for collision between B and C, so initial momentum is how much? 2m into 6. And final momentum will be what? 2m plus m, that is 3m v. Done. So m को आप cancel कर दो. This is your 12. 12 is equal to 3v. And v will be equal to how much? V will be equal to 4 meter per second. So this is your answer. Okay. I hope you understood all the question. Okay. So this is all for this test discussion. I request everybody to go through it and to solve whatever question you couldn't understand. Please try to revise the topics. Try to revise the concept. Revising means try to do more and more number of questions. Thank you so much.